Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared podcast, home of people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, Austin Creed, and I want to welcome you into the show. So I'm going to get this straight out of the way right away. This is not going to be the traditional dating advice that maybe your father or grandfather, their older brother, older sister, best friend, whoever gave you. This is going to be the realest shit that you are ever going to hear. This is the type of advice your father should have told you, but he was likely unable to do it because either A, he wasn't able to articulate it, or B, he wanted to make you better than he was. Let me explain something to all of you. Dating is not what you've been led to believe. We've been taught in traditional society that you need to be the nice guy, and if you're that nice, warm, genuine, thoughtful guy who respects her, who values her, and all these things, that she will realize that she loves you because you are just that. You're like Clark Kent. You're like that Clark Kent guy who will swoop in like Superman whenever she's in danger, and you're gonna help her and save her, and that she's in love with that good, straight, healthy, wonderful guy. When in fact, that's only half true. Social science says the following. People can only be one of the two archetypes. You can either be the Clark Kent or Superman, or you could be Bruce Wayne, Batman. You could be Batman or Superman. The nice guy or the bad, mysterious, sexy danger guy. Now, women will never tell you, unless they're super comfortable in their sexuality and super comfortable with who they are, and that you won't judge them, they'll tell you that they actually want Batman. But most women, 99%, will never tell you that. Never. All they'll tell you is, oh no, I want that nice, kind, wonderful guy who's nice to me and wonderful. Here's what they won't tell you. They also want that guy to be really good looking, have a lot of money, be respected, be established. They won't tell you that though. The nice, the thoughtful, the romantic, that is the icing on top of the cake. That is not the cake. But they'd have you believe that. They don't tell you that the prerequisites are in place. Oh, you need to be 6 feet tall. You need to make 6 figures. You need to have a six-pack. You need to have 6 inches down south of the border. You need to have all these things just to get your foot in the door. And then, you might want to be nice and thoughtful and romantic every once in a while, but you also need to be able to blow her back out. You also need to be able to know what she's thinking all the time and give her what she wants. That's what they're looking for. That's the ideal guy. The guy who can be everything at any time depending on how she feels. That's what she wants from you. Not the nice guy all the time, and not even the bad boy all the time. She wants Mr. Impossible Man. Forget Giga Chad, she wants Impossible Man. Now, I'm not saying this to shit on women. I understand wanting something that makes no sense. I understand wanting it all. Wanting your cake and the frosting and the nice little cherry on top. I get it. I know dudes out here who say they want a model, a girl who looks amazing but's also a virgin. You mean to tell me that she has all the options in the world, but never exercises any of them? Really? Okay. Because that's totally realistic, right? But this is the dating advice your father should have told you. He should have told you, hey, guess what? You are going to be lied to, manipulated, exploited, goofed, all these things, and you need to not take it personally. It's all part of the game. Charge it to the game. Put it on your bill. Add it to your tab. Because guess what? You want to rise above this bullshit? I'll tell you how to do it. Here's how you do it. Get leverage and options now. Stop taking people out on dinner dates. Stop wasting time scrolling on Instagram or swiping on Tinder. Stop doing that bullshit. All it's going to do is make you upset, destroy your self-esteem, and make you feel inadequate, and make it so that you don't feel like you actually can do and become that person that you're envisioning. If you want to date hot women, you want to get out there and get the best, the cream of the crop, then become the cream of the crop. Don't sit there trying to play tricks. Tricks are for kids. Didn't you ever watch the commercials? Stop being a trick and start being triumphant. I'm sick of this garbage. But people won't tell you this. They say, oh, you just want to meet a nice woman so you can settle down and have that picket fence and the dog and the cat and the 2.5 kids. That is a lie. That is done. For the most people, that crap is over. And you can thank the modern marriage laws and the fact that the state is involved in marriage. There was a time when the state wasn't so involved in marriage. There was a time when religion was mostly done by the church. Unfortunately, my friends, that is no longer the case. Marriage has now become big business. Divorce, big business. Why do you think they push LGBTQ marriage and whatnot? It's not in the name of love. It's so they can collect the divorce money. Oh yeah. You think that people who are gay don't get divorced? Oh yeah, they do, just like straight people. It's all about the money, bro. When are you gonna get it? It's all about the money. Dating is big business. Why do you think Valentine's Day has become such a big freaking holiday? Why do you think that women tend to get in relationships around this time of year? Because they want to have cuffing season. They want to have a boyfriend, take a break from the carousel so they can go up to Thanksgiving, they can go to Christmas, and hopefully ride it on all the way to Valentine's Day. Again, this is not to take a dump on them. It is meant to tell you what the hell is actually going on out here. Most people will just say, oh, just treat this person with the utmost respect and everything, and they'll give you the world. No, what'll happen is they'll take everything you're giving them, give nothing back, leave you holding an empty bag, and then run away. On to the next guy. That's called hypergamy, gentlemen. Now, I don't say this because I want you to hate the game. No, the opposite is true. I want you to understand the game. Because when you understand the game, you can actually play it so you can win. Not trick, not do obnoxious bullcrap. I want you to actually win. And the only way to win is to get leverage and options. You want to hear a story? Recently, I kind of had a falling out with one of the girls in my rotation. And she's probably listening to the show, and she's probably going to get mad when I say that, but you know what? I keep it real and I don't lie. That's another thing you should never do. Never lie to a girl. Never. Because guess what? Lying shows you're trying to trick. Shows that you're lying. Shows that you're not able to respect yourself and her. Hey man, I respect people enough to tell them the truth. And if they don't like it, they can move their ass on. I don't care about it. I don't. But you know what was really interesting to me? The more I said, hey, you know what? I don't need you here. I want you here, but I don't need you here. You know, I want you, but you gotta do it the way I say. And if you don't do it the way I say, you can go find someone else who will do it your way. But I guarantee you, he won't be the guy you want. That's what I said. And you know what happened? She started to, the more I told her to leave, the more she was like, oh, no, I don't want to leave. You see how that works? Again, and I wasn't trying to manipulate. I was serious. I was like, hey, door's right there. If you want to leave, leave. I don't care. Because I knew, even if she left, I could hit up another girl, have her come over to the place, have her come over to the crib. Boom. When you have options like that, you realize, guess what? You can walk. But when you tell people, oh no, please stay. I don't want you to go. I want to be lonely again. Guess what? They're going to be like, ugh, what the fuck? This is, ugh. They're going to leave. But we're taught, I even saw it yesterday. One of my buddies that I live with, I saw him begging his girl to try this dish that she didn't want to try. And I was thinking to myself, bro, what are you doing? He was like begging, like negotiating and bargaining. I was like, bro, who cares about this garbage? Who cares? I was like, you're begging her to do something? Bro, what is wrong with you? I was just looking at him. I was like, huh? What the fuck is that? it was stupid. I don't understand it. It was ridiculous to me. Look, I'm not saying you need to be a jerk. I'm saying you need to be honest. And sometimes people will interpret your straightforward, blunt honesty as being mean. Again, never go out of your way to hurt people. You know how much of a waste of time that is for you? Again, this is the dating advice your father should have told you, but likely either he didn't know, he didn't want to tell you, didn't know how to tell you. I'm not dissing him. I'm trying to tell you how the game works out here, because it's an evil world we live in. Shout out the future. It's an evil world we live in. Guess what? You could sit there and pretend that the world's not evil, that we're not dealing with some diabolical bullcrap, or you could say, hey, you know what? I don't like it, but it's reality. I gotta deal with it, so let's deal with it. Let's get out here, let's handle it, and I will adjust accordingly. That would be the most logical course of action, right? Well, all too often, men, if you're a young guy, you're trying to get married, you're trying to do all that stuff, it can work for you, but it is not what you've been told as a kid. Because when you get married, you give up all leverage, not some, all leverage is out the window. All of it. Because she knows you can't just leave. The most powerful thing you can do in any relationship is walk away. If she knows that at any point that she steps on a line, you gotta walk out that door and you can easily get another girl, she will act right. Conversely, ladies, if you want to know how to control a man, get him to commit to you, get him to give up his hose, and if he got any hose. Because then you're the only game in town and you can now rig it any way that you want. That's how the game works out here. That's why women are attracted to men who have options, and men tend to be repulsed by women who exercise their options. Not because of sexism, it's called reality. I know that's going to offend you. I know it's going to make you feel bad. Guess what? Charge it to the game. I don't make the rules. Hey man, I was born into the game. I didn't make the rules. I'm just telling you the way it is. Again, this is dating advice your father should have told you. Likely, how your father got your mother was not being the nice guy all the time. In fact, probably the opposite. He was actually probably more like a jerk, a douchebag, dude who didn't care all that much until maybe he said, hey, you know what, I'll actually get settled down with this woman. And then he did. That's how it works. Again, this is not what they'll tell you though. They'll tell you that, oh, it's because I realized she was the one. I realized that it's because I love her and blah, 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 blah. That's not always true. That's just what they want to tell you in retrospect. I wish I could tell you otherwise. Look, I wish I could get on here and tell you that it's all about love. Love is all you need, like a Beatles song, and everybody would just sing Kumbaya. Let's love each other. Everything's great. But guess what? Life is cruel, and it's an evil world we live in. It's just the way it works. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. You can sit there and live in denial if you want. But unfortunately, that's only going to be to your detriment. So you could sit there and live in denial if you want, but I'm telling you right now, if you really want to live a life of a winner instead of a person who's trying to negotiate with reality, let's go back to the Matrix, my friends. You want to live in the blue pill in the Matrix, or do you want to take the red pill and see reality, even if you hate it? Do you think I love reality? You think I like telling you this? Maybe a little bit, because it feels good to express the truth. But it doesn't feel good when it comes to, look, it's the opposite of what you were told. It's the opposite of what I was told. I get it. You want to I wish I could sit here and tell you that everyone's always told you the truth. You got nothing to worry about. Just listen to what the yuckity yuck you were told your whole life. And it will always work out for you. No one's lying to you. Everyone wants the best for you. It's just not true. It's simply untrue. And to say anything else would be doing you a disservice, and you already have enough people doing that. I don't know what else to tell you. I wish I could sit here, like I said, and BS you, but I'm not going to do it. People in your life have been doing that since day one. So my friends, look, the dating advice your father never told you was the fact that you need to stop dating and you need to start getting out there and winning. Because if you think you're going to waste your time and win, you're a fool. My friends, stop being goofy and start being gifted and start winning. If you want women, find out what women want and I'll give you a hint. It rhymes. I won't play riddles. You need resources. Again, I won't speak in too many riddles. I'm not a sphinx for God's sakes. You need resources. Let's look back in history for 2 minutes. What men in days gone by before the age of smartphones and internet porn, what was it that got men access to women? Answer, land. That was the answer. And who had the most land? Oh yeah, that guy with the crown called the king. That guy, yeah. He had all the women. Now, do you think that it was just a coincidence that the guy who had the most status, the most money, and the power and the money, do you think the guy that had the most of that, the fact that he had all the women, was that an accident? And the schmuck serf who was working for slop pay and dying at the age of 30 from arthritis from working the fields, do you think it was a coincidence that he had nothing? Or he at the bottom of the barrel at best? Do you think that was an accident? No, it was not an accident. You want to win? You want to have everything you ever wanted? You have to work for it, and you have to fight people for it. Not physically, but emotionally and psychologically, which is much harder. You want women? You want money? You want all these things? Guess what? You gotta become the best. And if you want to sit here and whine to me and say, Austin, but that's too hard. How am I going to do that? Well, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to decide what it is you like about your life, what you want to give up, what you don't like, what you're willing to not part with. And then you work your ass off and stop complaining to me about this garbage. That's what you do. Stop complaining and start winning. Stop complaining and start transmuting that negative energy into a positive force for change in your life. That's what you do. You want to be a king? Then start conquering things for God's sakes and stop whining. Stop complaining to me how life ain't fair. Guess what? Nothing is fair. Nobody owes you anything. Doesn't matter your skin color, your religion, nothing. No one owes you jack. And I'm sick of the victim mentality out here and then people want to win while being a victim. Victims are not winners. They're losers. That's why they're victims. Winners are victors. Losers are victims. So you want to stop being a victim and start becoming a victor for God's sakes. But again, this is dating advice you probably never heard because it's very realistic, very cynical, and it's extremely based. And if you don't like it, then don't act on it. See if I care. I'll be out here winning, getting the girl that you've been idolizing for 20 years. Go ahead. Go ahead. That girl you've been liking since high school, who never paid attention to you and unfollowed you on Instagram, she'll be in my DM saying, "Oh, Austin, bro, I saw your channel now that you have 1 million subs. Oh my God, you're so sexy and you say it how it is. Oh, please, can I meet you?" Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Now, I'm not saying that I want it to happen. I want you to win. But if you sit on your ass and do nothing, that's what's going to happen. And go ahead and sniggle and laugh if you want. But guess who's going to get in the last laugh? Me, after I smash that girl that you've been wanting to hit. Oh yeah, I'll be smashing her. And then I'll laugh and be like, haha, it's probably some schmuck's dream girl. Me, I'm going to throw her away because I don't need her. That's the way it goes, bro. That's the way it goes. Again, this is the realest dating advice you'll ever hear that your father should have told you, but he didn't. Because he was probably a nice guy, or maybe he just wasn't he wasn't able to have the conversation. I don't care what his excuse was. Now you have no excuse because I've told it to you. What are you going to do with it? You going to sit there and whine and cry? Or are you going to get out there and start winning and conquering? The choice, my friends, is yours. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out. I'm out of here.